Zone 6, still winter, getting tired of waiting. I'm starting some seeds. Hey everyone. So, it's not the kind of seeds you're probably thinking. These are cabbage red acre. These are going to be microgreens. So we're going to do our first run at microgreens. So I have these. These are the cheap ones you can get at, like the dollar store and things like that. These are a little bit deeper than what you really need, but they'll work. I'm only going to put maybe like an inch of soil in there. So what I did was I took a pool noodle and I cut it about the width I wanted, because I want this to sit in here. The water will be in here, the microgreens will be up here, and I want that to sit higher so that I actually have like an inch or so of water down here. So I just cut the pool noodle about an inch wide, and I cut the center out of it so it actually fits nice and snug right up in there. Now I could hot melt glue it in there as well, but it seems to hold pretty well. So when I put that in there, that will give me about an inch or a little bit more than of water in the bottom. So what I have left to do is I'm actually going to, this is going to be a wicking system, and I have paper towel. There's no bleach or no anything in these paper towels. So we have the select a size. So I took 2 pieces, folded it over, and I cut it about the width of where the center lines of the formed bowl are. So it's that wide. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut 2 slits here and here so that I could run the paper towel through one, through the other. The paper towel will lay in here. Then I'll put my dirt on top, and it will keep it moist. So here we go. I'll probably speed this section up. You just got to make sure the hole is wide enough for your paper towel to go in without ruining it. It would probably be easier if you have a soldering iron to just melt a slit in there. But not everybody has a soldering iron, and most people will have a blade, so that's why I'm doing it with a blade. So it's not quite wide enough, but that's okay. I'm going to actually trim this down a little bit. Or I might just fold it over. Now, if anybody's familiar with Mike Vaduzee Keep on Growin's channel, he actually sent me the seeds, and he makes a ton of these containers. So you should check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. So now what that's going to do is basically keep the water wet, or the soil wet, and these are going to go in the bottom. They're a lot longer than I need, so I might maybe trim these off a little bit. take a pair of scissors. I just want to make sure it lays on the bottom. So it's always in the water. And it's always making sure that the soil is kept moist. So that'll definitely work, I believe. So as far as the soil, what we're going to use is just a potting mix. Actually, a seed starting mix. Now, seed starting mix doesn't have any nutrients for the plant, and I'll be putting in this one filtered water, just because I do have the filter and it's not a ton of water. So I'll use filtered water in this so it doesn't have all the chlorine. So basically, what we're going to do is drop in some dirt. That's actually probably plenty of dirt. So very, very little dirt. Doesn't take much at all. So we're going to go ahead and take the seeds. Basically broadcast them. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically just take these and broadcast them. You want them pretty thick. Now, this is supposed to be enough seeds to do a 5x5 grow space. This is about 6x6. So it'll be a little thinner than what we normally would do. And then I'm going to go ahead and water that in. Actually, I'm going to fill the bottom. So there you go. There's probably, a little less than, maybe an inch, maybe a little less than an inch. And we're going to sit this down in there. So the water's about up to here. And then we're gonna water that in a little bit. I don't want to spray too hard. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this down just a little bit to try to keep the seeds in place. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit more over the top, and then I'm going to soak it down. All right, so I got my spray jug. This actually has tap water that's been sitting, so it's pretty much dechlorinated. I'm going to try not to move the seeds too much. But since the soil was dry, I want to soak it in pretty good. That way it'll start the siphoning process as well, so it'll soak that paper towel. And allow it to start pulling water up to the soil. Okay, so that looks pretty wet, but that soil is dry, so it'll probably take a little bit to drain down in there and get everything nice and wet. Then what I'm going to do with this is cover it so that it doesn't get any light, and we'll see how long it takes to germinate. And then we'll go from there. And I'll once we get some germination, I'll bring you back and show you what's going on. Okay. Till next time. Just wanted to do a quick little update on the microgreens. So we've got some sprouts happening there. It's a little wetter than I would think it should be, but I just took the water bowl out of the bottom and just put a regular one in there with no water. And we'll see what happens. We'll leave it covered up. Okay, another quick update on the microgreens the next day. You can see they're all pushing up the dirt. Give them a little wipe. Now you can really see them all. Looking good. Okay, just another update. I actually put some water back in now because they are drying out a bit now. The soil is still moist. They're doing good. I'm going to keep them covered, and we'll see how long it takes to finish these off. Okay, you're going to check the microgreens today. We added the water back in, which it's getting pretty low. We have to fill the water. Not looking too shabby. Looks like it's about time for them to come out into some light. Okay, this is day 10. These probably should have gone out in the light maybe a day or two ago, but they're pretty tall. They look pretty good. I'm gonna make sure they have water. I'm gonna put them under some light. Watch them open. One day uncovered. Here's what they're looking like. Well, here they are. Not sure if they're supposed to get any bigger than that. They look healthy. They taste like cabbage. Been picking them here and there. Just a couple here and there. I think these are ready to be harvested anytime. So these are a bit smaller than they should be. And I'm thinking it's because I have them so far away from the light. But as you can see, I clipped a few out, threw it in a salad. They taste like cabbage. They taste pretty good. I have these under a regular LED light bulb, and it's probably about 3 feet above them. I just have these sitting in my window next to my kitchen. Well, it's not a real window. It's just kind of a cutout into the back room. So there's no real sunlight that gets into this area. So they're just under a regular LED bulb. And like I said, it's about 3 feet away. So that may be why these are a little bit smaller than they probably should be. But they still taste good. So that's the last of the updates on the red Acre Cabbage Microgreens. So if you guys like the video, please click the like button, please subscribe, leave me a comment. Till next time, grow something. See ya.